Hello, Grace chatting here again with episode 8 or step 8, whatever way you like to think about it, of communication for couples. And so in the last videos up to now, we've been looking at the importance of setting an intention for your communication, listening, understanding, not blaming or accusing, making requests, and using a listening in check for whenever you're in those periods of conflict or misunderstanding. So another very important aspect of communication that needs to be considered is our nonverbal communication. So what are we communicating other than with our words? And, I'm assuming as you've got this far with this series of videos that you are actually quite intentional about improving your communication skills and enhancing your communication at least. And it's a good idea with your partner to agree that you will constantly be improving and honing your communication with each other, and that would include your nonverbal communication. So one of the things is to have an agreement with each other that you can give feedback about what you notice in the nonverbal communication, and without it being seen as a criticism or a judgment, but that it's useful feedback. So, of course, one of the things in a really important part of communication is to actually be present when you're speaking to somebody. You probably do notice if you're out in restaurants or cafes, people are out together and they're sat, where's my phone? Here's my phone. And they're sat, they're with somebody and they're sat on their phone, texting. So they're not actually really present. Now that non-verbal communication is, this person that I'm texting is more important than you are right now. Now, it's one thing if a text or something comes through and you say to your partner, well, this is really important, do you mind if I answer this? But otherwise, if you're with somebody and it's respectful to put your phone away and not be looking at the phone or an iPad or something else. That if you're with somebody, that you're present with them, that you look at them and you're speaking to them, and you're looking at them when you're speaking to them, and you're not kind of talking. And you would think it very odd if I was talking to you and looking all around the room, or actually being on my phone. It is actually disrespectful, and it is not the way to communicate, because you're not being, you're not listening to or hearing each other if you're doing that. So the nonverbal communication is that you are present and that you look at your partner. The other thing is the tone of your voice. I've touched on this before. The tone that you use. Now there's no words there, but what does that say? It's contempt. Now, contempt, research shows that contempt is one of the biggest killers of relationships, where one party, even just one, but especially if two, both of you do it, but if one person constantly does the shark-eyed roll, or flaring of the nostrils. I'm trying to do it now. I can't do it, but I can actually. But I can't do it when I want to do it. But the flaring of your nostrils suggests that you're angry. You could be saying something, but if you're flaring your nostrils while you're saying it, it's communicating, I feel really angry and pissed off with you. So you do need to be aware of your non-verbal communication. You know, also, if you're sat like this, that is a closed, well, you know, closed position. And often when people do that, it means that they're closed, they're not really open to what the other person's saying. And actually, not only are they not open to what they're saying, they're maybe even going to disagree with them. So that closed body position is something that's not helpful if you're having a conversation or discussion about something, that you don't sit like that, or indeed like that. Actually, an open position with your, you know, I haven't got arms on this chair, but you know, with your arms in that open position, that all makes a difference. Often people don't realize how much they're disclosing in their closed body language, their lack of attention, the rolling of their eyes, and fiddling, you know, fiddling with things. You know, people fiddle with pens, or some people sit and crack their knuckles as well. Do you ever notice anybody doing that? It's very distracting. So what I want you to do, I'm not wanting to find fault or pick holes in you. I just want you to become more aware of what it is, of all these things that you do, all the fiddling, the distraction, the lack of attention, the being on the phone. All of those things are communicating to your partner, I'm not really paying attention to you, and what you're saying to me is a bit kind of less than riveting. It might even be indicating to them that you find them boring. And if you do find them boring, well, it's far better to have a discussion about that rather than just get into have all of these unhelpful habits. So that's it for now. Do take notice and, you know, agree between the two of you that you can give each other feedback about any non-verbal communication that goes on between you that you find less than helpful. And that is for the purposes of improving communication, not, you know, not being critical. So I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.